Hey guys, it's me Nicole. I haven't spoken to you guys in a while, as always. At least I'm consistent. But I thought I'd do a quick video, a long video. I don't know how long this video will be. I actually have no plan. I never do. I thought I would do a video about myself and everything after the current lockdown that's happened. We went away, me, Caitlin and Zoe went away to go stay with my parents during the lockdown, just because it would help financially. And it was quite a thing, you know, to be stuck with my family, not stuck, but locked down with my family for 3 months. It was quite an eye-opening experience. It was quite a frustrating experience. It was a cool experience, all kind of rolled up into one. You know, I know that my mom and my dad and my gran and everyone love me. I would never deny that. But I have kind of realized that there's a difference between acceptance and support. I realized that I truly believe that my mom supports me in my transition, but I don't know if she's actually come to the acceptance that I am a girl. You know, there were a lot of times where I would still get misgendered. I got dead named a few times, and I've been transitioning openly for almost 8 years now. On hormones for 6, but out and about for a while. So that was quite surprising to me, and then when it suited her to other people, I would be referred to as a boy and stuff like that. And this isn't a dig at my mom, it's literally just my own realization that perhaps people don't come to accept as quickly as they're able to support. You know, I kind of thought that the moment someone said that they supported me, that genuinely meant that they accepted who I was. But I realized that that's not the case, which was quite a thing for me. It was tough. It was a hard thing to come to, but it's in no ways a fault of my own, and it's no fault of theirs either. You know, I think that although people will support you, which is great, I think that especially when it comes to family members, they not only have known you for your whole life, but they've also planned what your life is going to be. And I think sometimes that's hard to let go of. You know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer, and now I'm a tattoo artist and a photographer, and a broke one at that. So I think that whole dream for them is hard to let go, and it kind of falls into it. And it also doesn't help that I'm not exactly the most feminine girl in the world. You know, I think if I was tiny and stick thin and I sounded like a girl all the time and everything, I think that then it might be easier for them. But because I kind of drop the voice thing a bit and stuff when I'm super comfortable, that I make it a little bit harder for them. So it is my fault as well. That was one of the things I realized during lockdown. Excuse my wardrobe, it's really cold, so I'm in my dressing gown. I'm in full boy mode, which is another thing I want to talk about, but I'll get to that. It was also, during lockdown was great because I got to spend time with my baby a lot. Caitlin's a teacher, so she was doing online school a lot, so I got to spend a lot of time with Zoe, which was amazing. She's the best little kid in the world. I'm sorry if you have a little kid there, I'm sure they're great, but they're not the best, because Zoe's the best. I'm just kidding, but she's amazing. So that was very cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and it's kind of hard to get back to work now, you know, and not spend all day with her like I was. Kind of got used to that. I'm so happy to be back with my makeup. I didn't take any of that with me, so I was in boy mode all the time, and that sucks. That really sucked. I didn't realize how much I like my makeup, even though I don't really do much. I need it. I gained weight because all we did was eat, and I'm lazy and I did no exercise. Since I got kicked out of the Gauteng touch rugby side, I haven't really had much ambition to do much, so I'm just lazy at the moment. I need to start running again. Yes, go run! Yay, Nikki! Um, so yeah, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about today, this is such a pointless video, if you're watching it, great. Um, I have a new friend, I'm not going to name her, but she'll know this is about, she's not a new friend, but it's an old friend who's recently just started a transition. And today she mentioned that, she was sassy because she was in boy clothes. So she had to compensate. And I kind of got a little upset because I was like, well, what are boy clothes? And she was wearing jeans and a hoodie and sneakers. And that's what I wear every day. I don't own anything else. That's kind of my style. Under a hoodie is generally a vest. And, I got a little bit upset because I was like, well, what are you saying about me? Because that's kind of how I dress all the time. I mean, even now I'm wearing a shitty t-shirt. But then I realized that, I was the same when I started my transition, because we start transitioning super late, we're all trying to find our style, we're all trying to find ourselves. And, I tried the super feminine, super girly thing for a long time. And I just kind of realized that it's not me. I will never be that, blouse kind of girl. That's just, it's not how my thing, and it's not my thing. And I think that's also a lot of the reason why people struggle to take my transition seriously, because they're like, well, but you don't dress like a girl, and you don't look like a girl, and I'm like, well, I mean, I try, kinda, but I'm just not comfortable in those things. And it's not her fault that she is comfortable in those things, and it's not her fault that she finds a hoodie and jeans to be boys' clothes. I don't think they're boys' clothes, I think they're my clothes. But that's something that she will, eventually find confidence in. So I'm sorry if I got snarky with you, but, it's more about me than you. Although, even though I'm quite far along in my transition, there's still a lot going through my head constantly. And a lot of difficult thoughts. Recently, because due to this lockdown, I haven't been able to work in any way. Photography is not an essential service, and neither is tattooing. So both of my careers were kind of shut down. Photography kind of going back, but not quite to where it was. And tattooing still hasn't been approved. There was kind of mention about it last night, but nothing foolproof. So I have not made money for the last 3 months. Aside from a little thing I do on the side, I'm sure some of you know, some of you won't, I'm not going to tell it here, but aside from that, I have not made any money, which puts a lot of stress on our family. So recently I had a little bit of a meltdown. I have those. My hair probably dictates or shows that. It's getting fixed on Sunday, thank God. But I had a little bit of a meltdown, and I took all my art off my walls, and I took all my photography off my walls, because I was like, I can't, pursue these careers anymore because I'm not making any money. Am I just being childish by trying to follow a creative career in a country that doesn't necessarily support trans women? I don't do wedding photography and stuff like that. And even if I did, I've been blatantly told that they don't want a trans photographer or a heavily tattooed photographer. And for that reason I went into advertising, but even then I've been told that they don't want to have to deal with a trans photographer because it's an extra thing to tell the client, and then that becomes a mission, and it's just another hurdle, and they don't want to have to deal with that. So as much as I love photography, and I do believe that I'm good, I'm just not in the right country for it, unfortunately. I've tried to approach brands that are LGBTQ supportive, assuming that maybe they would like a photographer that kind of fit their mold, but also to no real success. Maybe I'm just not as good as I think I am. And then as a tattoo artist, unfortunately I've jumped around from parlor to parlor apprenticing. The first lady girl I apprenticed moved into a shop that didn't need or want apprentices. So I had to move. In the second parlour I went to, I had to pay for my apprenticeship, which is fine, I understand that, but I eventually just couldn't afford it. The third parlour I went to, I was there, and then a couple of the artists left to open their own shop, and I followed them. So while I've been doing it for a couple of years, there seems to be this thing that every time it's a new shop, I have to start again. And I'm 32 years old. I can't really keep sweeping and mopping floors for years and years and years and years and not get paid, with very little opportunity to actually be artistic. So I have had a meeting, and they've said that they're going to be more supportive, so that's cool. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so I was kind of in this black hole of doom, and I thought, like, okay, well, maybe I should just hang up the brushes and hang up the camera and maybe just, you know, go sell insurance or something. But then I realized that I wouldn't get a job as a openly trans woman. I have too many trans fans who were kicked out of their jobs when they came out. I know that while our constitution does protect us, and our rights are protected, we have some of the best rights in the world, it doesn't fall into practice. You know, a lot of my friends were forced out of their jobs, life made hell, their bosses told their colleagues that they had to use their dead name and stuff like that. So although they weren't fired, they were forced out, and then from there they just struggled to get jobs within those same careers. So I was like, well, shit, I'm going to have to detransition, or I'm going to have to at least pretend to be a boy. And I seriously thought about that. You know, I must be honest, I still think about that, because while I'm happy who I am, obviously, I also need to provide for my family, and that's not kind of happening at the moment. So it is still kind of in my mind, you know, like, do I sacrifice who I am so that I can get a job, so that I can provide for my family, you know, or do I carry on being who I am and carry on pursuing a dream, but who knows how long it takes, and who knows how, you know, how much longer my family can carry on, like, towing the breadline kind of thing, you know. You know, we could always downgrade our house, and we could always downgrade and move and stuff like that, but I really don't want that for my family. I like the life that they have. So it's hard. It really is tough to make these decisions, and especially in the climate that we're living in at the moment, with Donald Trump being a fucking psycho. You know, although I'm nowhere near his continent, his actions do have a bit of a trickle effect on the rest of the world, which scares me. So I suppose we'll just have to see what happens. You know, I'm not going to stop drawing, I'm not going to stop being creative, but if once the tattoo parlor's open and I don't make enough money to at least help, I might have to look for something else. And if that means that I have to go incognito for a little bit, that might have to happen. I'd have to cut my hair, that makes me so sad. You know, but I guess only time will tell. So yeah, this has been that video, I guess. a lot of thoughts. It has been a hard couple months, and a lot of introspection has happened, and what I've spoken about is probably just like slightly touching base on what I've been thinking and what I've been feeling, but I also don't want to bore you guys too much. It's been 15 minutes already. I don't want to kill you guys, but if you guys want to hear more or would like to discuss it, you know, maybe I can make a more in-depth video about any topic in specific. I'd like to do this more often, but I really do not know what to say, because a lot of the times I just feel like what I'm saying is drivel. So if you guys want to hear something or want to see something specifically, I'd be happy to chat about that. Give me some ideas on what to film. I don't do makeup videos and things, and I did one once. I was reminded of that today. But it's not really my thing, you know. But if there's anything you want to talk about in terms of being trans or South Africa or whatever, you know, send me a message or comment, and I'll at least then I've got something to say. Anyway, let's end it there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Bye.